And we're back, and welcome to the Constitution Line by Line. I'm Paul Fabrizio.
Yes, you are. You don't sound very enthusiastic when you're talking. I'm Paul Fabrizio.
I'm Paul Fabrizio.
Professor of Political Science.
McMurray University.
And I'm Don Frazier. I teach history.
He's also a professor, too.
Yes, I am. Yeah. I profess.
Yes, and he's been here longer than me. So
I have.
Despite his youthful appearance.
27th year, actually. This one coming up.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm just 23, so I'm a young pup.
A mere pup.
A pup. Okay, we're taking the Constitution line by line. Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1B. Ready?
Ready.
They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same. And for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any place, in any other place. Okay?
Wow. So you can't just send the goon squad to go arrest somebody to keep them from making a speech on the floor of the Senate.
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
That's what we're talking about. So what were the cases? Treason?
Felony or breach of the peace.
Okay.
Okay, so in other words, I guess leading rioters or something like that. So, except in those cases, they're privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses.
Wow. Okay, I'm doing a lot of reading and thinking about ancient Rome.
Okay.
And a lot of times what would happen is the lawmakers would be on their way to the Senate House and would get arrested for whatever purpose. And a lot of times they'd also get disappeared. And, of course, this happens in a lot of countries around the world. It was interesting. I was having a conversation with people about, how come you can't charge government officials with crimes while they're in office, especially congressmen. But a lot of people would like to go in there and lead the president out of the White House in cuffs as well. And I said, well, there's reasons behind all this. And part of it is people use law enforcement or have used law enforcement historically as a way of squashing political opposition. I think the framers did a good job of saying, if they're treasonous, which in a country of traitors like the United States, how do you prove that? We've never successfully nailed down what the definition of treason is. Breach of the peace. Well, okay, that's pretty easy. And then felonies. Okay, well, if you just shot somebody in the head,
we'll arrest you.
Yeah, we'll probably go ahead and arrest you. But if you, didn't pay alimony in California, I don't think we're going to arrest you on the way to on the way to your job. But historically, it could have been a minor offense.
Exactly.
You got too many traffic tickets, and so sorry, you can't go make your important speech. You got to go down and get booked into jail.
Right. Not only you can't make your speech, you can't vote.
Yeah.
And, the idea of the framers was a way to make sure that outside forces wouldn't control the outcome of what was going on.
The political process is going on within the body.
Yeah, I think there was something really smart about that. And to American ears, it doesn't make much sense. I mean, I've been with members of Congress. I've been on a plane with them. They didn't seem to be too concerned about getting arrested when they landed at someplace.
But they weren't in revolutionary France.
Right, exactly.
or it would be a big issue.
Or Venezuela
Or
today.
Venezuela today,
Yeah,
exactly.
So there's a whole host of things. Now, what we have to deal with in the United States, though, is something that I don't think the framers intended.
Oh?
And that is that some members of Congress, I hate to say it, may be less than ethical in their dealings. Listen to this.
Yes.
And use this very part of the Constitution as a way to avoid arrest or to hide incriminating materials.
Wow. How would you hide? Tell me how that would work.
Okay.
Please, let's dive into your criminal mind.
Okay, it's not my criminal mind. It's a member of Congress's criminal mind. He actually did this.
So you have someone in mind.
I do, and he was a member of Congress, and he received money illegally from a leader in a foreign country.
Oh, wow.
Okay? I believe he was a Texan, but I'm not positive. I think his last name was Edwards, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on this.
All right.
But what it says is they'll be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses and in going to and returning from the same. Okay?
So he just strapped all the hundreds on into a vest around his body?
No, what he did is he took the money
Yes.
and he put it in his office, his congressional office,
Huh.
in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like icebox money.
Yeah, exactly. And then his argument was, you can't go after it. Okay? It's privilege from arrest. It's privilege from search and seizure. He said, just like I am privileged from arrest during these sessions,
Everything associated with my potential crimes.
exactly, is also. So,
Did it stand?
no. Went up to the Supreme Court is what I recall, and the Supreme Court ruled against him.
So
But
there's so many
still-
cool things that happen at the Supreme Court that we never hear about.
I know that's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
we
a
could
whole
do.
nother thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, who would have thought? Do you think the framers were thinking of that? Of somebody going and bribing and
Wow.
taking their new ill-gotten gains and hiding them in their Senate office, or their, in this case, a House office?
Reminds me of the XYZ affair.
There
And
you go.
You know, Citizen Genet and
Yes.
all that sort of bribery scandal very early on
Yeah.
in the nation's history. Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, the guy thought about the Constitution, and he thought maybe it protects me.
Oh, well, he got away with it for a while.
For a while. Last I heard, he's in jail.
Crime never pays.
Yes, that's very true. All right, that concludes that one.
So that's it.
Yeah,
That's our A and B.
that's
lines.
our A and B. Now there is one more clause in Section 6, and we'll get to that next.
Great. Thanks for watching.